Look at how to create tables and get your data into a table and work with it. So far, we've seen two ways to create a table. One way is if you have your data in a spreadsheet, you can read it into a table by using the table.readTable method. If you want an empty table, you can get that too by calling table open close parentheses. That's one way to create a table. The other way is if you've already got your data in an array, you can convert from an array to a table. If you want to create a table with just one column, and you have some data in an array, you could do that using the withColumn method. You pass to the withColumn method a label, the name of that column, and an array with the data for that column. If you want to create a table with multiple columns, and you have all the data in arrays, one array for each column, then you can create such a table with the withColumns method. That's how you can create a table. Let me give you an overview of some of the methods and operations we've talked about for working with tables. Well, I just told you about how you can create tables and how you can add columns to an existing table using the withColumns operation. I haven't told you about this yet, but you can ask the computer to find the number of rows or the number of columns in a table. We'll talk about that later. If you already have a table, you can relabel the names of the columns if you want. There are some operations for that. You can also access the data in a particular column and extract the data in a particular column and get it back as an array. You do that by calling the column method. You pass an argument that has the name or the label of that column, and you'll get back the data in that column as an array. Then once this is an array, you can use all of the array methods that are available in Python to work with the data in that column. For instance, once I've gotten the data in a single column into an array, if I want to find the largest number in it, I can use the max. If I want to find the smallest, I can use the min. If I want to sum up all the numbers in that column, I can use the sum operation. I can use any of the functions that are available for working with arrays at that point. Finally, if I have a table and I want to create a new table that has just some of the columns from the original table, then I can do that using the select or drop methods, which I showed you in a previous video. Okay, so let's work through an example. I'm gonna look at two examples. I'll have you do the first one, and I'll do the second. Let's suppose we have a table called students. It has some data about some of the students in this course, and there's three columns labeled name, ID, and score. I would like you to construct for me a new table that consists of only the column labeled name and the data in that column. See if you can figure out what code you'd write to get that table. Take a minute, pause your video, and think about what code you'd write. I'll wait. Okay, I hope you got it. If not, the way to think about this is to think about what operation do you want to do? We know a bunch of operations. What operation do you do that will let you pull out just one relevant column? And a reasonable answer is the select operation. You can call the select method to extract just the name column and create a new table containing just that column. I also would have accepted an answer using the drop method to drop the ID and score columns, though maybe that's a little less elegant, but that'll work too. All right, let's do another example. I'll do this one for you, but you can think as I talk about it. Suppose we want to find the highest score in this table. So the largest number in the score column. How do we do that? Well, again, same way. Think about what operation might be useful. In this case, it's going to take 2 steps. The first step is we're going to get the data into an array, and then we're going to find the largest in that array. So how do we get the data from the score column into an array? You saw in a previous video how to do that. You use the column operation. That will get all the data in the score column into an array, and then you want the largest number in that array, so you can use the max method. Could have done it in either of these 2 ways. They both work. Okay, those are some simple examples of working with tables.